Welcome back, guys. Welcome back again in our new session with where we'll be teaching you about Linux. Yes, guys, Linux. Now, why we are learning Linux? Why you should learn Linux? What are the benefits of learning Linux? We'll be covering all these fundamental till advanced level of concept in this particular course. So while this particular course is for someone who is into IT or the other he want to be into DevOps or system architecture or server, like he want to be a server admin. So okay, so everyone, the name that I have taken right now, every other guy that is in IT should be aware of what is Linux, how things are working in Linux, what kind of commands you should be aware of, and how to install Linux, how to work with directories, give permissions, network settings, how we can use of like working with containers and all. We'll be learning about all of those things. So basically you can see in front of your screen that guys right now I'm using an Linux based operating system, that is Ubuntu. So in our studies guys we have multiple operating systems that works under the hood of like your Linux operating system. So Linux have multiple different distributions. Every distribution works in the same manner but have a different like architecture, and like the application that are pre-installed within those distributions have their own results. So guys, let's not waste any more time and let's see what do we have in our today's session. So guys, let's start and let's see what do we have. So basically this particular course is designed for the real world relevance. Like you will get whatever real world relevance kind of knowledge that you should be knowing, not only theoretical but practical knowledge we are having, so that you can become a good IT professional, a DevOps engineer, or maybe cloud architect or system administrator worldwide. Okay, so let's see what do we have here. We have lots of theoretical thing, but we'll be focusing on our practical and little bit of introduction for the first session, guys. So basically, Linux is an operating system. Linux is an operating system, but it was not designed from like the main motive of Linux was something else. So let's see how Linux was designed. Why are we learning that? So guys, in 1969 there was an operating system that was known as Unix. Yes guys, in 1969 teams of developers build a operating system whose motive was that operating system should be multi-user, that it can support multiple user at a time. That was a huge task for that particular time frame. They want to design an operating system that should be multicast, multi-user, and multitasking. A operating system that multiple users can work on it and can perform multitasking activities. That was the main task. So they developed an operating system that was known as Unix. So but what happened guys, but what happened, Unix was not free. Unix was not free. To work on Unix you need to pay a service amount and all. But guys, so one of the tech guy whose name is Linus Torvald, he's the guy who want to work on Unix but didn't get any opportunity because of it was paid. So he want to work on an operating system. So what he did, he developed his own operating system. He developed his own version of Unix, guys. So that version is known as Linux. So you can understand from the name Linux by, because you can see Linus Torvald. So this was the guy who is the father of Linux, who developed Linux, guys, basically. Okay, so he developed this one in 1991. Okay, not that far, but you can see it has changed. It has given an evolution in the IT industry. It has multiple updates and all, and a little bit more theoretical thing. But let's start. What kind of commands do we need to know? Let's see about that thing particular. Okay, so guys, as I have mentioned that we are working on an Linux based operating system, that is Ubuntu. So we have multiple commands over here that we can use to, that we should be knowing. First of all, it's just like it's just an operating system, just like your Windows. Linux is an operating system. So for example, for the first session we'll be learning here how to create files. You can see by clicking here, right here, then then you you can get a option create a folder. If you do that, you can name that folder, like let's see Linux. I have just created a folder with the name of Linux. This is how you can create a folder. We'll not only learn graphically, but we'll learn how to create these kind of things in command line base. That's the power of Linux. So guys, to perform the same activity, let's go how to do that. You need to follow some commands. You need to know why I'm typing this, which directory I'm working on, and by typing some useful command, like let's suppose Linux 2, and I press enter. So what happened, you can see quickly that particular folder has created. So here we'll be learning about commands. Not only these basic commands, but the commands that are used to manipulate your operating system, to give instruction so that he can give an optimum result. Okay, so if you want to create file, we have a touch command, like see here, in graphical way, just right click on your screen, you can see create a document, plain text. So if I create an empty file, let's give this empty file name is file1. Okay, then create. You can see this is how you can create graphically. But if I want to create a file in Linux, what kind of command can we use? We have a touch command. After touch command, you can give any name. Let's suppose file2, and I press enter. So can you see what is happening? With the help of commands, we are achieving the same thing, and it is much faster as compared to your graphical. Why much faster? Because here whatever you are doing here in graphical background, a command is, its software is programmed in such a manner that it's converting all your graphical instruction into command line. So here we are skipping that graphical like step. We are directly giving commands, that commands can run in our operating system. We're skipping one more step, that is graphical introduction of graphical activity. Okay, not only those commands, but see here I'm able to create files in folder, but I'm not able to see which within this desktop folder how many files do I have, whether I'm having. So we have a command for that. We have ls command, list command. If I press enter, you can see file1, file2, linux2, pm networking. You can see we have these kind of folders available in my desktop environment. So with the help of some navigation command, we can navigate, we can go into a folder, we can come back from a folder. Let's suppose if I want to exit from this folder, I'll type cd double dot and slash forward slash. Now I'm not inside this desktop folder, I am in my home directory. What is home directory? Why? What kind of things we are having? We'll be learning in Linux course. Okay guys, so basically remember one thing, Linux is an operating system whose focus was to be multi-user and multitasking, just like your Windows. But it is open source and easier, easier for your machine to work on. It is lightweight. It would be better if I say it's lightweight operating system. It does not need much resources to make himself start working, just like your Windows. So see, your Windows is an operating system, but it is not like lightweight as compared to your Linux based operating system. Okay, so that's why you can see Linux based operating system within your phone. If you are having an Android phone, so Android is also a version of Linux, guys. Okay, if you're having a smart TV at your home, so definitely behind the screen the smart TV is a hardware, but behind it a Linux based operating system is there, that has some software or application related to your televisions. You can only work with those kind of TV applications. Same thing, Linux is there everywhere. It just, you need to see how, if there's a device, that device must have an operating system because that device is doing some task. Okay, we have lots of command. For example, if I want to check connectivity, network connectivity, I have a command that is known as ping command. All the network engineers and IT professional must have used ping command to check reachability. If I type ping and the destination name, let's suppose google.com, if I'm getting a reply, that means connectivity is there between my computer and google.com. Okay, so we have ping command to check network connectivity. Guys, if you want to check your spaces and all, like we have df-h command that will help you see how many like basically check your disk information, how much disk is utilized. Okay, basically telling you about that thing. If you want to check how many processes are there, like for example in Windows, if I like in Windows I press type control shift and escape, so that I can see my task manager. Where I can see how many processes are there, which process are running right now, which process is consuming my memory also, how many CPU it's taking. So the same thing is available here in Linux. That is, we are having a top command. That shows you thing in like CLI basis, guys. What I'm doing, yes, you can see with your eyes, but all of these things that you are seeing, it's using your command line. You can see we have process ID, which user this process is assigned to, their priority, the nice value, how much virtual memory it is taking, your RAM it is taking, your shared memory, your CPU, how long this application has been working here, and which application it is. You can get all of those information right now. So guys, yes, definitely we are lots of commands are involved here, but do not worry, these commands are not that tough. You just need to know which commands will be helpful for you, which command will give you your certain result. For example, we learn today, if I want to check my history, what commands I have written, I type a history command, history, and I press enter. I can see all those commands that I have typed previously. You can see all of these commands that I have typed previously. So this is the history command that will show you history of commands that you have typed. If what happened, if lots of commands is there, I want to clear my screen, I have a clear command. If I type clear and press enter, you can see all the commands that were earlier present over there. Now these are clear. A clean terminal. Okay. So we have command like this. If you want to install something, like if you want to update your computer, we have command sudo apt update. See, I'm typing the password. The password you cannot see, but you can see with the help of commands, I'm updating my computers and all. I'll upgrade my computer. Here I got an error. Here basically I get an error right now. Repository C no longer release file. So I need to. Right now it is okay. So see, it is also telling me what can I do if any failure is there. So let me type that command sudo apt modernize sources. If I type that, following rewrite, he's saying yes, I'll do that. So now let me type sudo apt update. I'll click my arrow key. It will help me update. Like you can see, now it's updating. Now only one error is there. Updating from search repository cannot be done securely. It's therefore disabled by default. Okay. Okay. Then if I want to upgrade my system, what command can I type? Sudo apt upgrade. So you can see I am updating my repositories and all. I'm upgrading my systems and all with the help of command. This is much faster as compared to your graphical activities. As a DevOps engineer, as a cloud engineer, definitely you need to work with your AWS or Google Cloud or Oracle Cloud. Definitely you need to learn. But behind the screen, you will be creating virtual machines. Within those virtual machines, either you might be having Windows server, might be Linux server. So definitely these two are commonly used operating system, and moreover Linux based operating system. So if you are into IT and you don't know how to work with Linux, then your knowledge is incomplete, sir. So to make your knowledge work complete, like you have complete foundation knowledge, you should be good with what is Linux, what commands are there, how to operate, how to create file, how to unzip file, how can I make this, how can I make services run install these Linux based operating system. You need to be know. So that is what you need to learn here. I'll be giving you few more examples so that you can relate it more properly. So let it be so let it just upgrade in the meantime. So let's suppose, like you can see in Windows we have Notepad. We have what? We have notepads and all. Okay, so that where you can create notes. So here in Linux based, I have. So see, I'll go and open my virtual machine, guys. I'll go and open my virtual machine. Then I'll minimize it. Yeah. So here in my Ubuntu based operating system, basically it's Xubuntu. Guys, we have, I'll type clear because the terminal was filled. So guys, we also have a editor here. Your notepad is a text editor. With the help of notepad, you can create text, you can edit your files and all. So same thing, we have Nano as a text editor here. It's a command line based text editor. After that, let's suppose like cd, let's go to our desktop environment. Here I have created few files. With the help of ls command, you can list what are the files and folders present in your Linux based directories. Okay, so let's suppose I want to enter something in file 1. It's an empty file. I'll type nano and the name of file I want to work with. Press enter. Now I'm inside this particular file. I can type whatever I want to. Hi, this is my first file. You can say any text. Okay, right now I'll be easy and I'll be not being hard with you, so that you can work with these kind of things. If you have any trouble, you can ask me. The foundations should be good. If foundation is not good, then the advanced level of concept will be definitely difficult for you to work on it and maintain the knowledge. So that's why foundation should be very much and clear to you all. Okay, if whatever you have typed, if you want to save it, we have a different method. Press Ctrl and O. By doing that, something happens. What happens? It's sort of like saving it. Now it is asking me the file that you want to save. Do you want to save this file? Do you want to save this content with the same name of the file or different file name? I want to say same file name. I'll press enter. That will save this content in the file 1, and I'll press Ctrl X to exit from here. Okay, I'll type yes, press enter, done. So if I want to see, by help of Nano is a text editor, I was able to manipulate this file. This file was early empty, but now after, with the help of the Nano, I edit this file, and if I see, if I go on file 1, you can see this is not Nano, it's a different text editor, G editor basically. You can see. So this is, you can see graphically. Guys, what we are learning here? Guys, we are learning CLI based. The power of Linux is to work on your CLI. Okay, we have multiple commands. With the help of file cat command, I'll be able to see the result of that file also. Whatever the content is present inside that file, I'll be able to see. So guys, here in your Linux based operating system, whether you are learning Kali Linux, whether you're learning Ubuntu based operating system, whether you're learning a Red Hat based operating system, what you will be learning? You will be learning about command line, how to work with command line with this beautiful plain screen, with the help of which you will be giving instruction to your computer. He'll be processing those information and giving you output. Okay, so we have different commands so that you can work with. Let me let me show you how to install some sort of software. So let's suppose I have a C matrix sort of software, and the software name is C matrix. So with the help of command, we'll be installing these software packages. You see, the only thing that you need to know, the name of that software. What is the name? Then typing with the command sudo apt install and the name of the software, you will be able to install that particular software. And if you want to use this software, just type the name C matrix, and by that you can see whatever the software is doing. This software is basically a not that cool software, but to show you some matrix kind of alphabets coming from upside towards downside. That is that is the result of this software, C matrix. It gives you a hacker like environment, but no, it's just your animation and all. I'll press Ctrl plus C to stop this. So this is how you can install things, how to create file, a basic overview how you can operate in Linux based operating system. So remember one thing, guys, before ending the session, I'll let you know Linux is an operating system that is open source, lightweight, and it has power to support multi-user and can perform multitasking activity. Multi-user and multitasking, and it's free. Anyone can in the world can check the code that is running behind the screen to make this thing happen in front of you. That's why every developer loves to work with Linux. So that's all for today, to give you a brief introduction about Linux, what you will be learning, and why should you learn, and who are the guys who should be learning about this. If you have any query, you can ask our team. We can give you a career counseling and all. That's all for today, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.